Please adhere to YouTube's selected guidelines before viewing the content of this video. I do not encourage or condone any products, actions, or behaviors shown in this video. All videos are produced in a safe, professional, and controlled environment. Please do not attempt to replicate any actions performed during video. All actions are performed by professionals.
Alrighty, so today I'm going to be climbing up to the peak of a mountain and smoking a cigarette at the peak to flex on everybody that said that I have bad lung capacity because I smoke cigarettes. That's false. I climbed all the way to the top of this mountain right here without any issue. I only had to stop like maybe 3 times to catch my breath. That's okay though, because the trail was like this going all the way up. I've already been to the peak, and then I came down this trail right here into the parking lot to use the bathrooms over there. But before I go ahead and start climbing to the peak of the mountain, I just want to go ahead and show you guys the view real quick, because the view right here is amazing. And I ain't gonna lie, all the top of the mountain doesn't really have all that good of a view. It's just cool because it's the actual top of the mountain. The mountain I'm at today though is Mount Hiei in Japan. It's right next to Kyoto, and it is, I want to say, 848.1 meters above sea level, which is pretty tall if I do say so myself, although not as tall as Mount Fuji, of course, but still pretty tall for me and pretty tall for how challenging the trail was for me. I ain't gonna lie, y'all, because the trail, it's a little bit snowy right now. It's pretty muddy right now because all the snow is melting, and it's pretty slick. And I am wearing currently not hiking boots. I'm currently wearing my black Air Forces. Definitely not the best hiking shoe in the world, I will admit, but I mean, like, hey, totally worth hiking them, because I mean, like, this view is amazing. Let's go ahead and go over to the other side of the parking lot to see the view from the other side as well. There's just a car coming real quick. I'm just gonna wait for the car to pass by. Never mind, I'm just gonna go ahead and cross in front of it. There's a little bit of a snowman over there. And there's like a whole sort of garden thing over there or something like that kind of thing. It's closed during winter though, so I'm not going to it, nor would I probably go to it in summer anyway, because it would probably be packed and it would probably cost too much money. But I mean, like, y'all, look at the view from this side. It is just absolutely beautiful. Certainly no complaints on my behalf. This view is just absolutely amazing, and I really do genuinely love this view. It is just such a beautiful view, and I'm so glad to have decided to go hiking today. It's pretty warm today, but it's a little bit chilly on top of the mountain. There's no clouds in the sky. I could not have chosen a better day to climb a mountain in Japan. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. And I do think, without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and start climbing up to the peak up there. Now, one thing I do want to acknowledge is that I'm only going to be smoking a cigarette at the peak if nobody else is up there, because I don't want to piss anybody off. This is Japan, and I don't know if I'm really supposed to smoke at the peak. I will admit, I'm not going to be littering my cigarette butt or my ashes or anything like that kind of thing. I've got my ashtray for that, but I still don't want to piss anybody off. So if I'm not going to be smoking a cigarette at the peak, I'm just going to be flexing on everybody who said that I ain't got no lung capacity, although I'm probably going to get pretty wiped going to the peak. Let me just go ahead and climb over this real quick. This trail is pretty steep right here, but it's nothing compared to the trail that I went up. I ain't gonna lie, it is nothing compared to the trail that I went up. But man, I just want to take one last view of this view. It is just such a beautiful view, y'all. Oh my God. I love it. I love this view. It is so beautiful, y'all. I am not gonna lie. Whew. Certainly no complaints on my behalf. Mount Hiei has a lot of temples on it and stuff like that. It's got a lot of temples on it. It's got a it's got a cable car and cable tram that go up the side of it. I went up the cable tram because that's what's open during the winter. The cable car is not open during the winter, if I remember correctly. So I went up the cable tram about, I think, halfway up the mountain. And then after that, I walked up a trail, and then I went to another trail, and I started walking up that trail. And then now I'm at the top of the mountain after taking a short 20-minute break halfway up to eat lunch and catch my breath and have a monster and have a smoke. It's so slick. It's so slick, y'all. I'm really trying to concentrate. Oh, shit. It's so slick. It is just so slick. It's so slick, y'all. Okay, which way do I go up again? I think I just have to keep going up that way. It's so slick. This snow is getting me, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Oh, and so is talking while walking. so is talking while walking. Just climbing up the mountain by itself, not so bad, I ain't gonna lie. But if I tried doing this the entire time while I was hiking up the trail that I actually went up the side of the mountain on, let me tell y'all what, I would be dead. So this is a little service road over here that also goes to the top of the mountain. I'm not taking that way though. That's the Wimp way. I'm going up this way, which is still a pretty easy trail, I ain't gonna lie. This was the hardest part of the trail. I almost fell going down it, but thankfully I was all good going up. Oh man. And as we can see, the view on this side is pretty good. The view on this side is pretty good, but the view on the other side over here has pretty much disappeared. It's pretty much disappeared, just been covered up by trees and everything like that. You really can't see it very much anymore. Oh man. Whew, okay. I think I'm gonna get off the snow and climb up on the wet dirt. I think I'll probably get more grip on the wet dirt than the snow, at least with these shoes. That's for sure. Whew. Alrighty, y'all. We are almost there, and I asked a passerby if it was actually the top of the mountain, and they said that they believed it was. So I should be all good. It should actually be the top of the mountain. I shouldn't be clickbaiting or anything like that. Certainly no complaints on my behalf. Whew. There's also a little bit of a radio tower on top of this mountain, as we can see, which just goes to show it's not really the hardest mountain in the world to climb. But I climbed it, and I'm at the peak nonetheless, so y'all can't diss me. All right, this is gonna be the hard part. I gotta figure out how to get up this. I'm gonna go up this way. Grab on right here. And there we go, y'all. I am now almost at the peak of a mountain. And there we go. I am now at the peak of a mountain. I'm a cigarette smoker, and I did this. What's your excuse? That sounds like a Red Bull ad or something like that. I'm a caffeine addict, and I did this. What's your excuse? Sounds like a Red Bull ad or something like that kind of thing. Hey, yo, Red Bull gives you wings, you know what I'm saying? Hey, if Red Bull really gave you wings, I would have flown up here, you know what I'm saying? And also, I didn't have a Red Bull on the way up. I had a Monster. Alrighty, though, y'all. I'm at the top. Nobody else is up here. So I figure I should go ahead and probably get a cigarette all lit up, right? I've got one of my Highlight OG cigarettes from Japan right here. Go and get one of these in my mouth. I'm gonna go ahead and figure out a good place to set up my tripod. I think like right here should do. Trying to figure out how to set up my tripod so I can actually get my cigarette all lit up and actually ash it without ashing all over the ground and everything like that kind of thing. I think I'm gonna put my cigarette away just for a moment, and I am going to extend my tripod like this. I'm gonna make sure the video is actually still recording, and I'm gonna put it on the ground like that, and I'm gonna check how it's looking. All right, it's looking good. It's looking good. Sweet, sweet. Alrighty, y'all. Let's go ahead and get a cigarette all lit up on top of a mountain. You know what I'm saying? I hope the top of my head isn't cut off. If it is, well, then that certainly is what it is. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? I almost forgot to say. And I'm going to go ahead and get my ashtray out real quick, because I don't want to piss off any passerbys by having them think that I'm ashing everywhere, because I'm not. I've got my little portable ashtray right here that I bought for like $2. So let's go ahead and get that all opened up so I don't have to worry about ashing everywhere and everything like that kind of thing. But I am very happy to be at the top of a mountain right now. I have no complaints on my behalf. No complaints on my behalf at all. I saw this and I saw the signs and I was like, is this the right peak? Because Google was telling me that like the peak is like somewhere over there. And I was like looking that way and I was like, there's nothing higher. There's nothing higher than this part right here. What do you mean this isn't the peak? And then I was just looking it up, because there's no photos of the peak online either. No photos of the peak online either. And I was like, is this the peak? It's the peak. It's just, it seems like not a lot of people climb up here because either they don't realize that it's the peak, or the trail is a little bit too difficult for people. The trail from the parking lot, especially during the summer, easy as hell. But the trail coming up that way, because I went up from the cable car station, honestly, and I hike a little bit. I don't hike a lot. I'm not an expert hiker. I usually tend to do medium, like medium strength, medium difficulty trails and stuff like that kind of thing. It's right between. I don't want to do easy trails. I like to do medium trails, get myself a little bit tired kind of thing. Expert trails, not really my thing. This was like a medium trail with some expert difficulty portions. That's what it was. So it certainly wiped me out, that is for sure. Man, oh man. And of course, the elevation is just getting me super buzzed, you know what I'm saying? The elevation is just getting me super buzzed. Certainly no complaints on my behalf, that is for sure. Man, oh man, though. Certainly cannot complain. Smoking a cigarette on top of a mountain just to flex on everybody who said I've got reduced lung capacity. Come on. No, I'm just flexing. I'm just flexing right now. I can't keep that up. I can't keep that up. I had to make this video, though. I had to make this video. A little bit unironically and a little bit ironically as well. Gotta be flexing, you know what I'm saying? Gotta be flexing. I'm gonna go ahead and ash my cigarette like one more time, and I'm gonna go and put my ashtray on the ground right here. And I'm gonna go and pick up my phone so I can get a little bit of a screenshot real quick. Whew, oh man. Ooh, almost fell down. I'm a little bit buzzed right now. I don't know how I should get the screenshot. Go and ash my cigarette real quick. Oh, and I'm gonna go ahead and put my tripod down a little bit as well, just so it's a little bit easier to manage. I'm gonna go and try to grab another little screenshot, you know what I'm saying? Ooh, that is warm, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. That smoke is very warm. Certainly no complaints on my behalf, though. It's a little bit chilly up here right now, so I am glad to be warming up with my cigarette, that is for sure. Just ash that again. Rest on the ground a little bit. That's okay, though. It's okay. We can ignore that, right? We can ignore that, right? But man, oh man. Oh, man. I have no complaints on my behalf. This has been great. This has been a lot of fun. Really glad to have gone hiking today. Really glad to be at the top of a mountain and be smoking a cigarette at the top of the mountain. Next up is Mount Everest. I'm just kidding. I'm not climbing to the top of Mount Everest. I don't have a suicide wish. Oh, I'm gonna have to censor that, aren't I? I don't have a want to die wish. Let me put it that way. Which is why I'm not gonna climb to the top of Mount Everest. Although that would be a pretty big baller video. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know if I'm gonna do that. Although now that I say I'm not gonna do that, I do kind of want to do it. I will admit. I think next up though, I might want to climb to the top of Mount Fuji or something like that. That would be a lot of fun, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. That would be a lot of fun. Smoking a cigarette on top of Mount Fuji, you can't get any more of a big baller move than that, you know what I'm saying? You certainly cannot. I think it's closed right now for the season, though, so I'm gonna have to do that when I come to Japan again, because I'm definitely planning on coming to Japan again. It's been a great trip so far. But, yeah, no, certainly no complaints on my behalf. I am at the top of Mount Hiei. Hiei. I don't know how to say that, but I'm at the top of the mountain right now, smoking a cigarette next to Kyoto, and it's a great time, you know what I'm saying? It is a great time. Beautiful views, not from up here, from the parking lot, and great smoke, I ain't gonna lie, y'all, great smoke. I'm just gonna go ahead and stub this out in the snow, just like that, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw that in my box right here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and get that a little bit closed up. Okay, you know what? Oh, there we go. Okay, get that. Okay, I'm gonna worry about that after the video. I'm gonna go ahead and just stomp on everything right there, kind of thing. Ain't nobody know that I be smoking a cigarette on the top now. Certainly no complaints on my behalf. Well, I certainly hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video where I, well, smoked a cigarette on top of a mountain just to flex on everybody who said that I have reduced lung capacity. I did it. I did it. What are you gonna hate on now? What are you gonna hate on now? Nothing. That's right. That's right. You can't hate on nothing now. I ain't got reduced lung capacity. That's right. That's right. I definitely got reduced lung capacity, but I climbed a mountain either way. Certainly no complaints on my behalf, that is for sure. I certainly hope you guys have enjoyed watching me somewhat climb up to the top of the mountain, but I certainly also hope you guys have enjoyed watching me actually smoke a cigarette on top of Mount Hiei right next to Kyoto in Japan. It's been a lot of fun making this video, and I certainly hope you guys have enjoyed watching, that is for sure. I don't think I have anything else to say, so I do think, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and end this video right here. Here's all the signs and everything like that kind of thing, if y'all want to take a look at the signs. And there is a little bit of a brick pile as well. I think this is what I was forgetting to say. I wanted to show you guys this little brick pile right here as well. I don't know what this is. I think this is just, hey, this is what the actual peak is and everything like that kind of thing. I think that's what this is supposed to mean. I looked for a little bit of a box to like put stuff in and everything like that kind of thing, because I know some mountains, they have like a box at the top to put stuff in and whatnot. This mountain does not have one, and if it ever had one, it got stolen. But I was going to put some cigarettes in it, because I was like, you know what, I got to give the next person who looks in the box some cigarettes, you know what I'm saying? I got to do it. But there's no box, sadly. There's no box. But I certainly hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video. If you guys have enjoyed watching this video, of course, please make sure to like and subscribe for more content. I have my Instagram, my book, my merch, my P.O. box, and my second channel all in the description down below. Go check it all out. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, y'all. To the next one, stay safe and peace and have a great one. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying?